In other words, this second beast is the enforcer of the first beast. This second beast is actually the sword in the first beast's hand. And you say, this is incredible. How would this beast lend itself to be used in this manner? Well, it's unbelievable, but it's true. One final characteristic before we move on to talk about the two horns like a lamb, which is what especially I want us to dwell upon. This nation, before it becomes an oppressive nation and actually enforces the religion of the first beast, actually was a blessing to those people who fled from the old country to the United States. I'm not going to read the text, but if you go to Revelation chapter 12, you're going to notice in verse 16 that immediately after, towards the end of the 1260 years, when the church was being persecuted, it says the dragon was spewing water out of his mouth to drown the woman, which represents the church. We're told there that the earth helped the woman, and the earth swallowed the waters of persecution that the dragon spewed out of his mouth. In other words, at first, this nation provides what? Help and refuge for those who are persecuted in Europe. But later on, what's going to happen with this nation? Instead of providing refuge for God's people, it is going to become a what? A persecuting power. By the way, I'd like to mention just briefly here the phenomenal growth of the United States into a world superpower. In 1701, the United States had 260,000 inhabitants. In 1776, when the Declaration of Independence was signed, there were 2.8 million. In the year 1800, there were 5,236,000. That's around the time of the deadly wound. In 1900, the United States had 76,212,000. In 1950, the United States had 151,325,000. And today, the latest that I saw on the internet, the United States has over 306 million inhabitants. Since 1950, the population of the United States has doubled. As a silent seed, we grew into an empire. Let me ask you, is the United States a global power economically, militarily, and financially? Absolutely. Can it serve eventually as the enforcer for this power? There's no nation in the world that could serve as the enforcer of this power except the United States. Now, I want to go and dwell upon the two horns like a lamb. That's what I want to dedicate most of our time to in this lecture. First of all, we want to ask, what does this beast represent? What does a beast represent in Bible prophecy? Well, you know that a beast represents a nation, right? The lion represents Babylon, the bear, Medo-Persia, the leopard, Greece, the dragon, Rome,